Turn this on here. There we go. So we got it on two different cameras, and we're streaming from different platforms, from Facebook to LinkedIn, Twitter, um, and whatever other stream that we can go ahead and stream on. My name's Eric from AHA, Americans Helping Americans. Today is Friday highlights. I'm going to talk about several things today. Right, going to drop some F bombs and maybe some S bombs. So if you're sensitive to that stuff, plug your ears, save the video, go through it, and go back and forth once this thing's floating out there. I like to monetize them. 9 times out of 10, they are uncut. But I'm Eric. I'll be your host today of the AMPLify Real Estate Show and Friday Highlights and the Erick Report, E-R-I-C-K, right? Some people think it's E-R-I-C or E-R-I-K, E-R-I-C-H. Hey, it is what it is. It's spelled differently. I won't get into, maybe if we talk sometime, I'll tell you how the name came about. It's an interesting story, but that's for another time. Anyways, hopefully you're having an awesome week. Hopefully you're having an awesome quarter. Like I said, I'm Eric from AHA, Americans Helping Americans. We're a real estate investment firm. And basically our credo is one American at a time, one family at a time, one deal at a time, doing our part to get America back on track. Because it's been some crazy times. I got started several years ago. I'm part of the last cycle. So we went through the abyss and all that other good stuff with a lot of fixing and flipping and buying and holding and all kinds of stuff in my area. I hyper-focused. I dug in. I put my head down and just went and did what I needed to do. It was, it was a bit of a struggle. It's a lot easier now. There's a lot of people that, you got social media and this lovely stuff where we can connect. And you just got to you have to vet. That's the big thing right now, right? Because there's a lot of deals coming down the wire. Deals are out there. And I want to share some of that stuff with you. I'm going to drop some pro tips. Then I'm going to drop some things that I would call not pro tips, things you probably don't want to do. But if you want to do them, go for it, right? And you'll figure it out. I always say it's like making a right-hand turn, and you're going to go. But I'm going to tell you, don't go down there because there's nothing down there. But you're going to go anyways, and you're going to check it out, and you're going to go, shit, Eric was right. Okay, well, what do we do? Well, let's go this way because this is where the money's at, and this is how we're going to structure the deal. And here's where all the activity's at. Hindsight's 2020. Even with my experience, I get a little stubborn. There's things that I don't want to do, things that I just know I have to, but don't. And we're going to talk a little bit about that, how those things can help you. But first and foremost, if you're new, click the link down below. There's a little AMP Live survey. Tell us a little bit about yourself. We'd love to help you. We love to work with you. Doesn't matter where you're at in the United States of America. We got this beautiful technology here, and we have what's called the American Mentee program, the only program of its kind where we train and mentor you and others across the United States of America 7 days a week if needed. I know it's amazing. It's crazy. Maybe it's just plain loony toony, right? But this is what we do. It's what I enjoy. It's what we enjoy doing. It's part of our mission and our cause. And it's been like that for about a decade now. Even before when I got started in the last cycle in 2003, it's always been that mission to say, look, I want to help people. Because once you understand something, I'm going to drop a pro tip here. And it's kind of like I had this conversation last night with an awesome gentleman who's getting into the business and things of that nature. But once this is in your head, and if you understand and appreciate and have gratitude towards what you learn, and then you apply it knowing that if you can do it, and others do not know how to do what you do know how to do, that's a blessing. It's something, it's in your mind that nobody on this planet or anywhere in the universe can take away from you, okay? It's almost like a superpower, and I call that creative real estate investing. Creative real estate investing. Underneath it flies several different components and maybe categories like wholesaling, subject to existing financing, or subject to anything. Could be taxes, could be anything that you can think of. Then you got seller finance, right? You got rent to own, lease to own. And all those are different components and different categories where it takes some skill sets to learn. Okay, so it's very, very challenging if you're going to get started. My thing was I got lucky. I paid my dues. I was still working a corporate job, working 80, 90 hours a week, pennies on the dollar on a salary of 47. And but the goal was to grind to be and get my bonus checks and get my 250 and everything, and work with the family and do what needed to be done. But I knew that once we got to that point, you're gonna need more. Okay, There's always more. You're always going to need more. You should want more. God wants you to be blessed at the end of the day. And so our cause and mission is to help you get out of the JOB and move into a Maverick. If you're already a Maverick, hey, and you're stumbling, having some issues, we want to work with you. Or if you're rocking and rolling, we still want to work with you and do some deals. Okay. So I'm not going to get into that too much, but this is about Friday highlights. What's happening in the market? Okay, the market is stabilizing. It's slowing down. I have some notes here that I'm going to talk about in regards to some experiences, because yes, I get on the phone too. I talk to investors. I talk to people. I talk to mentees. I talk to thousands of people every freaking year. So my pulse is on real estate, but mostly I'm hammered, or I should say I'm hyper focused on creative real estate investing, but only because I see every deal when it comes down the wire, and the way we do things, we can tell what the options are, because we're obviously talking to the sellers and getting them to tell us everything from birth until now, right? That's called the art of the deal, a little sales 101, and a few other things, right? Hard sales and then high trust selling. Those are the things we mix together along with some systems in place. And along with our mentoring programs, a little different because we actually set up stuff and we put some lead gen pages together and we just dig in. It's not about watching 1,500 videos and reading 20,000 PDFs and someone calling you on the phone once a week, or joining a Facebook group with the blind leading the blind. Thousands of people all mixed in there, don't know. 9 times out of 10, 20% are players, 80% are all newbies. Same thing with RIAs. They used to be called RIAs. Now they're called like meetup groups, right? So meetup groups, same thing. 20% are players, 80% are all brand new. So I just don't attend those. I attended them to recruit in the last cycle. This cycle, it's both. Yeah, I'm going to recruit. I'm going to meet some good people I want to work with. I got deals to unload, partners to maybe, partner up with, syndication, equity funds, all that good stuff, and expand the horizon. The network is your net worth at the end of the day, right? So it's good to have that. For me, I've always pushed it away. So here's the pro tip for you, right? Is that vet. Get out there, network. I get it. Even when that's like everybody has something they don't like. Whether it's get on the phone, I don't like that. Others are like, yeah, I love being on the phone. Text marketing. They want to try to do a deal through text marketing. And and some are like, man, I hate that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to text. I don't want to be there. And others are like, man, they're going to become the expert at it. Whatever you want to do, hyper focus on your skill set and what you love, because it's going to be a lot easier to do, right? But you should learn every step. It's like a franchise. If you have a franchise, you got to go to McDonald's. Let's say McDonald's, for example. You got to go to McDonald's University. You got to learn how to dunk fries. You got to learn how to make a Big Mac, right? You got to learn how to order supplies. You got to learn the systems. You got to go through a crash course, right, of their university before they'll give you a franchise, because you have to know all the components, or you'll lose money if you don't know about this or that. And yeah, you're going to hire experts to come in. And you're going to hire the cooks, and you're going to hire management and assistant and leads and all that good stuff, right? Same thing in a real estate brokerage, right? You're going to have a broker, and you maybe have a broker of record, and you're going to have a lead coordinator and a manager and all kinds of other stuff as it trickles down. If it's real estate investing, acquisitions, dispo, lead coordinator, right? And a little maybe some PR, some social media marketing, depending on how you want to scale up. But in the beginning, it's you. You're the chef. You're the operator, right? You're the cook. You're the waiter. You got to open and you got to close. All those things you have to do in this business. But it doesn't have to be harder than it really needs to be, right? But sometimes it is, because hindsight's 20/20. If you don't know, you don't know. But if you hook up with a coach or a mentor, 9 times out of 10, some will want to work with you and some will not, because they're rocking and rolling, or they don't want to babysit and hold somebody accountable, and it's not their jam. I get it. For me, I was in the business. I got things set up. Took me a little while. Not gonna lie, it took me about 4 months to get my first deal in the last cycle. But I had my website set up right, and I did my homework, and I knew my numbers, and I became a contract freak. And then I moved from doing contracts to doing wholesale without knowing, because it wasn't called wholesale in the last cycle. It was just called no money down, right? Creative real estate investing, good credit, bad credit, doesn't matter. My goal is to fix and flip these properties. It wasn't to sell the paper. Wholesale is just what it is selling the paper. It's like from the commercial, it comes from the commercial segment. You can sell that paper, take an option on it, and then sell it to an investor or an end buyer. It's not illegal, it's legal. You're selling the paper unless it says non-assignable, and there are some companies that do that, okay? So the main thing I wanted to talk about today is Friday highlights is one, some vetting stuff, right? Because what I'm seeing in the market with people trying to hide behind email, hide behind text and email are impersonal, and they get lost in translation. A prime example, going back and forth through text and this and that can turn into an argument at the end of the day because somebody perceives what you said to them one way and what you meant was another. So then you have to reconstruct that if you keep going back and forth with text, or get on the damn phone, snip it in the bud, and get on the same freaking page. Takes 2 minutes, right? 2 minutes. Or you go texting and texting for hours and days and all that shit, and you're going, for what, right? Now, if you got the time for that, awesome. If you have team members and that's their drill, because every company should, or even in your business, if it's just you and you're rocking and rolling, or you got a company, have policies and procedures, right? I started out from putting policies and procedures in my company a long time ago, simply because the good and bad of stuff, right? And trial and error. When something works for you, you keep it and put it in your policies and procedures. You don't break it for anybody, because if you break it for one person, then you might as well break it for everybody. And then what the hell is good? What good is a policy and procedure? Our policy and procedure, if we got a property for sale, is an NC&D or proof of funds if we've never worked with you. You don't know us and we don't know you. So think about this. If you're out there and this happens to you, right? There's a lot of people that are saying, just give me the address, give me the address, give me the address. Sure. As long as you're not a copy and paster, you're going to copy and paste the deal and blast it out all over the place from the East Coast to the West Coast and everywhere in between. That's not going to help the person who worked hard to get that contract and spent money and time cultivating it and getting the lead. So NC&D is doable. You should be a non-disclose, a non-circumvent. Some people call them NDAs. All right. The bottom line is you want to have those in place because you haven't worked together. As you build and establish a relationship with them, and if they're on your A-list and vice versa, then great. Then you just give them the address because you know they're good for it. And if you can meet them, then meet them. If you can meet them live on a Zoom, figure out where their business is at. Because if they're brand new, they're not going to know what an NC&D is. Or if you're brand new and you're going, what is that? NC&D, non-disclosed, non-circumvent. What does it even mean? I'll explain it real quick. Non-disclosed means we're not going to talk about the deal. You're not going to talk about the deal. We keep it in-house. Non-circumvent means we're not going to go around you. You're not going to go around us to steal the deal. So it's like a Texas handshake, but without the handshake, it's on paper. And I have been told by certain investors, go, well, that's just the NC&D. It's just a piece of paper. I'll wipe my ass with that. I said, well, first of all, if you're going to wipe your ass with a piece of paper, right, you're going to cut your ass all up, right? Because it's not like tissue. Two is that if you're going to tell me something like that, then I already know it's a red flag. You don't care. Your word means nothing. The paper means nothing. So you're just going to circumvent anyways. So it's not a good fit, and you say bye-bye to them. There's others that say, hey, do you know who I am? I've had mentees, and we're on the phone qualifying some people, and they come back and say, well, do you know who I am? No, we don't. Don't care. Don't care if you got $100,000 or $100 million, right? We all wear shoes and pants and underwear and all that good stuff, and right? So we're all human beings. We're all created equal at the end of the day. Not impressed by that stuff, but some people are. That's just me. That's just my personality. It takes a lot to impress me at the end of the day, and vice versa. Like, who the hell are you? Well, I'm just a person just like you. So don't be afraid of those people when they're going to catch you sideways. Do you know who I am? I've done this and I've done that, done this, and then they freeze up, right? Oh, okay. Oh, well, let me, and they start asking questions. No. Okay, great. Who are you? This is what I do. Okay, then I'll say, well, this is what I do, and this is what I've been doing. This is our policy, or our policy. What works best for you? An NC&D or proof of funds? Because you don't know me and I don't know you. I get it. You want to send me some stuff? Then cool, right? There's 340-something million people in the United States of America, and I'm supposed to say, okay, sure, no problem. Let me give you the address. Maybe you're just a good bullshitter, right? Or if you are who you are, then great. Let's establish a relationship. If it's not worth it, then a red flag pops up. You know what? That's cool. Goodbye. Let someone else deal with them. Even if you know that they could probably work a deal, because if they're already giving you a hard time in the beginning, they're going to give you a hard time throughout the whole damn relationship. Next. That's what I'd rather do. PMA, positive mental attitude, kills an NMA, right? Negative mental attitude, right? And if you can kill them with 3 positive mental attitudes coming right at them, right after another, and if they don't change their attitude or they don't start working with you, then it's next. Goodbye. Have a good life. Talk to you soon. You know where I'm at. You got my number. In so many words, call me when your attitude changes, right? Your attitude dictates your altitude, right? So come on, there's no reason to be a jerk. And the good ones are investors. They're like, yeah, no problem. What do you need? Because they know you're bringing dollars to the freaking table. You got a deal. You're bringing dollars to the table. So investors are appreciative. I'm appreciative of it. If you brought me deals, right? Or us deals, period, or our clients, or just anybody, for the simple fact is, but I'm going to ask you questions, right? I want to know, is it your deal? How much experience you have? Things of that nature. Are we a good fit? Because it's a personal, this real estate is a personal business, right? It's face to face. A lot of people are trying to do this business without talking to people through text and email, and I don't have to visit no homes and virtual and stuff. I get it. If you can make it happen, awesome, beautiful. Be the AI master, right? So, artificial intelligence, awesome. Get it done, cool. But you're still going to miss what? The art of the deal, how to negotiate with somebody, how to structure a deal. I will blow you away at the end of the day with your artificial intelligence, but maybe, hey, is it just as good? Will it be just as good? Right? Can they artificially take down this smile? Maybe, maybe not, right? Right? Cyborgs and all that shit. We're not there yet. So get off your butt, rock and roll, get on the phone. And if you're shy, that's cool. Get past that. You have to get uncomfortable to get comfortable. And I'll tell you the truth in that, because it is. My thing was going out. Oh, I don't want to do meetups. It's uncomfortable. I gotta make a schedule, figure out which ones I gotta join. I gotta see if I want to go. What is it gonna be about? Who are the players? And that's just me, right? Because I want to do a little research. Then I'll go ahead and sign up. And then, oh shit, put it on the calendar. Oh shit, it's here it is. I gotta go. I got some other things. I'd rather hang out with the family, watch a movie, or go do a deal. But it's part of what this business is about. Because of the things that I want to do personally for me, and for you it might be different. If you're brand new, you're going to get knowledge, right? Is it a sal fest or is it networking, right? Is it somewhere where you can meet some good people that maybe will help you or not? Or is it you're going to go there and be sold how to do this, whether it's wholesaling in a boot camp for 3 days or whatever is being sold, tax deferments or whatever? Will you meet people? Yes. Will you learn some stuff? Yes. You may buy some stuff. Hey, you got to invest in your education. You got to invest in you. The best investment is you at the end of the day. And same for me, right? You got to do it. But let me make sure I'm good to go here for a second. Okay. But what are we at? 6:18. Okay, I don't want to go too long. I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, just good. Watch the video. If you see the video, go through it, save it. Go for those juicy nuggets because I'm always dropping golden nuggets of information that you can use in the field, okay? But when you're vetting people, if you're trying to find deals and you're talking to people, yes, you got to get on the horn and go through text. For us, we have a system that's set up to bring leads in, and then we also, get on the phone, talk to people. They come in like this, right? So they'll come in on a form, and then we'll work them, and then we'll break down and do the due diligence, and then we'll get on the horn again and qualify that seller and go through the art of the deal and figure out what their pain points are, and then provide solutions for those pain points, set up an appointment to view the property. Can we make an offer if they're really, 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 really wanting to say yes? But we got to hear it from them. What is your bottom line number? What are you looking at? What are you going to do if you list it and it does not sell? What are you going to do if someone makes you an offer and you take the offer and it doesn't close for pre-foreclosures, or if there's a time frame and a time limit? What are you going to do, right? So there's always got to be alternatives, and if you ask enough open-ended questions, you'll get those answers, and you'll figure out the seller will tell you how to sell them. The seller will tell you how to structure the deal, and the seller will tell you what is needed for them to move on. And if you can put that stuff together and structure a deal, then you're going to be golden, okay? You're going to get the deals, and if you understand and learn the art of the deal, you're going to be able to blow out the wholesalers, because the wholesalers can only go so high right now, right? And it was 70, 75, 80, 85 before. Now we're getting down to 60, 65, and 70, and maybe 75 cents on the dollar, right? So that means your negotiating skills have to get 100% better. I wouldn't say 100%, that's pushing it, right? But just to make the deviation or the difference from those numbers, you have to get a little better and get a little more aggressive and go through some more deals or go through some more leads to get what you need. The numbers are the numbers. I don't make those up at the end of the day. But you got to do it. So This is what I'm talking about. And the other thing too is if you once you have a deal and you lock it up and you're trying to unload it, obviously you're going to send it to your A list first, and hopefully they perform. If they don't perform, at the same token, I recommend send to the A list. Do that the first 24 hours. After that, then maybe the next 48 hours or next 3 days, you start sending it to people you think that are going to be interested in the property. You don't have to put the address. Put what I call a carrot. Toss the carrot and let them see if it's something that they're wanting to get into, the buyer. And then you got to vet them. Okay, they got to get on the phone with you. Get them on the phone. If they're not willing to pick up a phone, then maybe they're not serious. Maybe they're brand new. Maybe they got other things they need to do. Maybe it's just not important to talk to somebody or talk to you, the one who's bringing them money, like I always call it a sack of gold, right? Because it's a bag of gold until it turns into cash and you close it and the money's in your bank. You still have the asset, which is great, but you have to sell that asset. And at the same token, if your A buyer comes in with the 24 hours, boom, good to go, right? Because they get first dibs. The A list gets first dibs at all your deals. If it sticks around for another 48 hours and you got other people coming to the table, then you need to either get an NC&D or get proof of funds from them and get them on the phone, okay? And they can't just send your NC&D and I'll sign it and go from there, because they're probably a wholesaler and then they're just going to daisy chain it. So you want to avoid the daisy chainers, the ones that are going to take your deal, post it all over creation, send it to their list, and then from 9 a.m. it's a certain amount, and then by 9 p.m. it's marked up about 100 grand more because everybody wants to put 10 grand on the son of a bitch. The other one's the copy and pasters. You want to, don't be a copy and paster. To avoid the copy and pasters, you need to, To avoid the copy and pasters, you need to do the same thing, right? And you need to get an NC&D or proof of funds or get it from their buyers. We're not after their buyers at the end of the day. That's why we have NC&D, to protect everybody. It's part of the business. It's part of doing good business, and you should have them. I got some notes here. I'm going to read them to you, right? That's just from feedback that I've gotten from mentees, and including myself when I'm on the phone doing some of these phone calls or texts. I'm trying to get a hold of people, say, get on the phone. Oh, well, I'm going to lunch right now. Okay, well, great, no problem. I get that sometimes, right? But business is business. If you got a deal on the table, right, squeaky wheel gets the grease, and the one that strikes first gets the damn deal. So it is what it is. Unless you got a pipeline that's just overflowing and barfing on you, and you can say, yeah, I got lunch. Here, talk to Joe Blow. It's my acquisition manager. They'll take care of it. Or you can talk to, Joe Blow 2, my dispo person. They'll help you out. Okay, great. Me, I like going direct to the person who's in charge. At the end of the day, let's build a relationship, and then, I'll plug in my people with your people, or vice versa, or we work together, right? It's a simple thing. But lately, people have not been wanting to get on the phone. Here's the story, right? Let's get on the phone, Oh, yeah, no problem. Doing this, doing that. I got to go to the bank, and I'm getting my LLC together, so that told me that person's new. So I was like, okay. But then they're like, why do I got to jump through so many hoops? When you contacted me to dispo this property, and my thinking is, well, first of all, I'm bringing money to the table. 2, it's a constant flux. People drop off all the time. They get divorced. They die. They lose their gig. They lose interest, or they change and pivot into a different career or business or money, right? So it happens. So you're always looking and always rocking and rolling with people that can help you in the business, right? Your network. At the end of the day, it's like, okay, well, hey, let them know I talk to thousands of people every year. This is our protocol. So I'm not going to break it for anybody. We've had it since 2003, and we're not going to break it just for you. But hey, good luck to you. I'm trying to bring money to the table, and if you can dispo, because you say you're the dispo person, boom, 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 and but you can't even get on the phone, how are you going to sell a damn deal, right? Take it and post it and go, oh, yeah, great. Maybe it'll sell, maybe it won't. No, you need to, and the reason I say that, there's a young man, here's a case study, young man from the Midwest. He was doing dispo, looking for properties, acquisitions, but he was a monster on the phone. That young man called from 9 a.m. or earlier in the morning, because the reason I know it would be a phone call at 9 a.m. That means he got up at 6, 7, 8, 9, 6 o'clock in the morning, contacting, and bugged the shit out of me all the way till when I started shutting down around 9 p.m. It was midnight for him. So I said, man, this guy's aggressive. Cool. I'm going to answer the phone, talk to him, kind of figured out what he was doing. Yeah, he was still new, but he was doing something right. He was getting on the phone. He was moving forward. He dug his head into the ground and just hyper-focused. And he still, there's some things he didn't know about, sub 2 and some things with the contractor was going to help him out with. Long story short, he's like, look, And I ignored the person for a while because, like, man, it's just a newbie. I don't want to talk with them. They're going to ask me, all these questions, and just send me a deal. And if you're spending money and you're making the effort, I'll talk with you. I want to talk with you, right? I want to help you. But at the same token, we had a deal, put it on the table, shared it with them, and he said, look, I need the address, no problem. Let's get an NC&D in place to give me some proof of funds. Well, I get you an NC&D, and we left it at that. Said, well, give me a proof of funds from your buyer. You scratch out whatever you need to. I don't need to know who your buyer is. And it's like, okay, disappeared for a day, 2, 3 days, and came back. Goes, boom, here you go. I got proof of funds. Now the property is for $1.5 million. That's what we selling the contract for. We had a lower amount, and he actually had a buyer for $1.7 million. Okay, so here it goes, $5 million proof of funds. He even got us an NC&D with the buyer, right? So which he didn't have to do, but that was awesome. So 9 times. So the long story short is that this young man's aggressive. Wow, we got a tornado out here. It's California, and it's raining cats and dogs, right? I mean, I can hear the wind, and it's just blowing, rain left and right. We actually had hail. There's the ADHD kicking in, right? We actually had hail here. So just big old chunks of hail dropping for like 2 or 3 minutes. Anyways, and it never does that. Well, it hasn't done that in a long, long time since I was a kid in California. But check this out. Anyways, that's what you got to do, all right? You got to vet. And here's some of the notes. It might not be some nice words, but that was a story to it. There's other people that are agents and brokers, and they just don't want to get on the phone. Why, I don't know. So why be in the business if you're not going to get on the phone, take a simple call? I get it. Everybody's busy, and you got to prioritize. If it's not a priority, cool. That's a red flag. No problem. We move on next. But I will always, stay in contact, and don't take anything personal to a degree, right? It's like, hey, it is what it is. Okay, cool. All right. So learn the art of the deal. You can follow us right here on Facebook. I just popped it up there. Check out Facebook. And then, like I mentioned, deals that are coming in throughout the United States. I just printed these. They're on a system and a platform. Pick any CRM that works for you. But this is just for visuals for you at the end of the day, so you can see how it comes out, and it puts it in a nice little PDF, right? And then the priority ones, did print some of these up with some notes in regards to deals that we're actually going to be working. And here's some of the stuff that I wanted to share. We're on 27 minutes, okay? So we do have a 5 days to a deal challenge coming up, right? You're going, can I get a deal in 5 days? Yes, you can. Simple case study. Launched 5 days to a deal challenge. Did it on Monday, Tuesday. Got the data ready. Launched the data on Wednesday. Got a lead. It was an NOD. Notice the default, or what others will call pre-foreclosure or foreclosure. It's a pre-foreclosure before it goes to the bank. Right? Called that person that same day. Well, actually answered a text. Okay, so we didn't do too much into the text. Text said yes. This is how's the condition of the property, blah, blah, blah. A couple of text messages, and move the text messages to the cell phone, right? Or if you have a dialer, move it to the dialer, set up an appointment to call them. And if they don't set up an appointment to call them, you call them anyways. So I called them anyways. He answered the phone, and we went move forward, okay? So when you answer the phone, seller answers the phone, then you go into, right? You go into your script, you go into what we have, a lead gen page that acts as a script, right? And it's part of art of the deal, and that'll tell us a lot about the seller and the seller situation so we can provide a solution for them. And then from there, we set an appointment. Well, we're going to do it on Friday, but had to move it to a Sunday. Otherwise, we probably would have locked it up on a Friday instead of a Sunday, so that would have been 3 days to a deal challenge. But it did go actually 5, which is kind of funny, right? And on Sunday, we went and locked it up, and that's what we did and moved forward. So can it be done? Yes. Is there proof in the putting? Yes. Can you do it? Yes. 5 days to a deal challenge. Click the link down below. There's going to be a free one, and there's going to be a paid one, okay? So pick which one you want. The free has, hey, you can get out there and learn the business. You get some PDFs and cheat sheets. The paid one is actually going to be like a small condensed version of our 6-month one-on-one mentoring program. We're going to work with you for 5 days, and we're gonna work that inventory. We're going to work it one-on-one. So it won't just be like 1 hour a day for the next 5 days on the free. And remember, that's free. Free is free. Take advantage of that, right? So money goes into doing that. If it's paid, then we're going to work it the same way with the 5 days, but we're going to work deals. And then if we work deals, we'll see what we either buy them from you, you buy them from us, or we're going to JV on them. Same way we do our mentoring program, okay? If you're interested in saying, look, I just want to do the mentoring program. I want to jump into that. 6 months of one-on-one mentoring, work with us one-on-one, 7 days a week, do deals. We set up, the lead gen page and do a little plug and play and show you how to get leads and how to talk with people and how to put deals together and how to structure deals. It won't be like buying a $50,000 course and you got a bunch of videos and PDFs, and then you got a coach calling you once a week with a Facebook group and stuff like that. And then, when you're on the phone trying to work a deal and they're like, hey, yeah, did you go watch video 179 on negotiating? Yeah, I did. Okay, well, go watch it again. Good luck. And that's a true story. It happened to a gentleman from San Diego who moved to Ohio, said there was no properties there. We found over 30 properties by surfing for deals and putting some stuff on the table, as well as letting him know what we do and how we do it, right? And that's where the story came from him. I go, of course not. There's programs out there that they're geared towards coaching. They're geared towards watching videos and letting other people train each other or get trained through those mechanisms, which is great. That's better for coaching. That's better for your tire kickers, right? And we have that, right? We have a 5-day challenge. We're going to push that for 2023. We have a 30-day challenge we've been doing for years. If you want to be part of that, the 5 days to a deal challenge will save you probably 6 to 12 months of spinning your wheels. 30-day challenge will save you 12 months to 2 years. Then we got a 90-day coaching with interactive mentoring. It's being launched at the end of March. Okay, it's going to be a pre-launch, a soft launch, and that will save you anywhere from 2 to 3 years in this business. And then we have our flagship mentoring program, AMPLify, the American Mentee program, where we train you 7 days a week throughout the United States of America. Think of it as a business, like a franchise, but it's not. But we go through all those elements mentally, right? We use muscle memory. You got to be coachable. Got to be able to follow directions, take action. So you get your aha moments. We talk about those things. We will negotiate deals. In the beginning, we're probably going to be negotiating about 90% of that in your first, second, third deal. Unless you really get it on the second one, boom, rock that stuff, right? And we move forward. So there's nothing out there on the planet like it. It's 6 months one-on-one mentoring. You might be interested in that. Just reach out and PM. Contact us here on Facebook, social media, 800 number. Catch us on Spotify, YouTube, wherever. My number is probably floating around out there maybe. And just reach out, okay? But let's get back to some nuggets here, right, on what's going on in the industry. There's a lot of stuff out there, a lot of knowledge. It's like putting together a giant puzzle with all kinds of pieces. If you don't believe me and you're brand new, or if you got some seasoning and maybe you're spending 6 months, a year, and 2 years haven't done a deal, you need some structure, right? You need somebody to work with you exclusively to take it to a new level. And I commend you for sticking it out that long. That was one of the reasons why I started AHA, American Top Americans, and AMPLify. Actually, AMPLify, the American Mentee program, is hearing all those horror stories of 50,000, 20,000, right? 15,000. I heard of 10,000 for a 100-page PDF, and they tell you to go talk to a bunch of agents, right? I've heard of bus tours, for 85,000. Pretty crazy stuff, And I was like, wow, 85,000, 50,000. I'll show you how to go buy 5 houses. I was going to say 10, right? 5 houses in Ohio with $50,000. In California, things have changed a little bit, right? But about $1 million, you can buy anywhere from 7 to 10, okay? Average investor, 1 or 2. And that's by using leverage. That's by using creative real estate investing. And it's something that you should put in your arsenal. There's other old dogs that have done that, and they're like, now cash, cash, cash. Awesome. Work with those bad boys, okay? The bottom line here is vet, okay? I got some coffee and water here, but I'm not going to get you that right now. Let me see what we got. Oh, tag friend share group, okay. All right. Is that still rolling? Yeah, got it rolling here and rolling there. Okay, cool. All right. So check this out, 5 days to a deal challenge, but qualify and vet your people, okay? So here's some of the feedback that I got from others on the phone, just from talking to people, and trying to help them out, put some dollars on the table, make them some money by bringing a deal to the table for them, even if they're new, because we're very flexible, right? But here we go, ready? Don't take it personal, but you need to get on the phone. Not you personally, or if you watch this video, but people need to get on the phone, and even yourself if you have a deal, or you're trying to dispo, okay? Stop being a whiner. Get tough. Got a network, okay? Have your protocol and your business policies and procedures, and don't break them for anybody, all right? Either ND, NC, non-disclose, non-circumvent. Whoops, what's that? Or get yourself proof of funds. Either way, okay? You need to avoid the daisy chainers, right? And the copy and pasters. That's why you have to vet them. And if you want to learn how to vet them, you can go to one of our groups or whatever. Just reach out, and I'll help you with that. Got a little list of something we could share with you, a little cheat sheet to help you qualify those people. All right. And then basically, what else do we got here? That was it pretty much for, and I'm kind of stubborn, like I said, right? When people say, oh, I'm a dispo person or a dispo company, it's kind of like a real estate agent, right? When you get your license, you go work with buyers. That's like dispo. You're brand new, you're new. So, unless you really love dispo, and there's a lot of people who love that, right? They love showing the house, looking at the house, doing the numbers, and they can be in that position. They try to list, or maybe they don't like to list properties and don't want to, or comparable to real estate investing is acquisitions. A listing agent would be like an acquisitions manager. You go after the properties, you negotiate, you get the contract and sell it, right? And roll it over to dispo, or you become dispo, right? And it is what it is. Unless you hire somebody on your team. So it's kind of the same thing. Acquisition is a little harder because you have to negotiate. You got to do the numbers. You got to rock those numbers, and you got to convince somebody to sell you their property at a discount based on structuring the deals and their situation. If you can't do that, then yeah, you start off in dispo because you're brand new. Okay, it's easier to say I got a property and then try to vet your buyers. But if you are in dispo and you're new, then if you have a product, buyers will come out of the woodwork, yes, but you have to qualify them. I will say out of 100, 5 to 7% will be real buyers with cash or have the ability to buy. The rest are all wholesalers, tire kickers, time wasters, bullshitters, whiners, and yeah, it's a little there's a little NMA, right? A negative mental attitude, but that's not, because that's the truth, right? The truth is the truth. It is what it is. I don't have to make this stuff up, right? I'm not bullshitting you. I wouldn't bullshit you because it's just from my experience and it's out there. It's not hard to look at the statistics if you've been in the business long enough, right? And you'll hear it from other higher end experienced real estate investors. They'll tell you the same thing. But you don't let that bother you. It's cool, no problem, right? And if you don't want to talk to 100 people and 7 or 8 to 10 real investors come out of it, and you don't think that's worth it, maybe it's not the business for you. To me, it's like, yeah, awesome, right? Even when I first got started, I go, okay, I know it's a process. I need to get deals so I get real buyers, and then I can build my A list. And when I have my A list, I can sell more properties in that fashion. I can start just pushing them left and right. Boom, boom, boom. Everybody on my A list, here you go. Here's the property. He or she who writes the check first gets the deal. It's not a bidding war. It's not who buys it for them. Oh, this guy or gal is offering more than this one, right? I'm like, no. If it's 24, 48 hours to write a check, let's get it done. And then that person stays on the A list. And then the other people lose out. Then it becomes kind of like a little bidding war because, man, that person got the deal. Why don't you wait for me? I would have paid that. I would have did this. I would have did that. Okay, you got to move. That's the policy. Your policies and procedures are your policies and procedures, and you don't break them for anybody. Because if you do break them for that person, then you got to do it for everybody. Then that's not fair, right? And you got an integrity issue, right? And in this business, it's all about integrity, loyalty, and communication. Communication can break down and be repaired. The other two cannot. For some people, it can. For us, policy procedures. For me, no, it can't or cannot, right? However you want to see it, really, right? A little slang there. But check this out. I do want to show you something. You can go here. And this is the link. If you click that link, it's just going to be something simple, really quick, right? And it's an AMPLify survey to see if you qualify. It's super simple. It's not intrusive. It is what it is. Nothing fancy smancy. You go, hey, what describes you, right? Are you a newbie? Have some past real estate training, seasoned investor, real estate agent, whatever it may be, okay? It doesn't matter. But it won't let you go to the next one unless you click it. So let's say I'm a newbie. I'll go to the next one. Are you ready to rock and roll? We are, right? Let's rock and see if we're a good fit for each other. Because with the one-on-one mentoring program, it is a selection process. And there's a reason behind that. But for this 5 days to a deal challenge, it doesn't matter. You got a pulse, you want to rock, and you want to rock on the free side. It's going to be in a group environment. And we're going to share with you for 1 hour solid of what needs to happen for mindset. What needs to happen when you're breaking down deals with simple formulas. What are we going to do with role play? We're going to go through that lead gen form, and we're going to break it down the same way when we're working deals, the art of the deal, okay? And we're going to share that stuff with you. We're going to share some of that sales, some of those techniques to get people to tell you everything from birth until now. It's called high trust selling with a little bit of hard selling mixed together. And then on Thursday, we're going to show you how to surf for deals, okay? Coined that several years ago. Surfing for deals is kind of like driving for dollars. Instead of getting in your car and driving around looking for tall grass and jacked up houses and people's cars inside their lawns and all that good stuff, right? And the roof's all thrashed. Oh, yeah, you can do that. That's old school, but it works, right? Because as you know, when new school stuff comes in, old school stuff gets pushed back. But then people get lazy and they go, well, shit, I'm not going to go knock on a door. I'm not going to drive for dollars. So it creates a niche all over again because everybody's just using the new shiny object stuff. And I got a CRM, text marketing, ringless voice message, all this automated shit. That's great. But you're missing money here. So then you can go and pivot and jump on that, have this and do that, have the granolas or the balls or whatever you want to call it, right? To go do that, and you're going to get deals, but you need some help with that. We'll help you with that, okay? So surfing for deals is something you do online. Copy and paste 5, 10, 15, 20 of those on specific websites that we'll share with you. We'll give you a cheat sheet so you can do it. I guarantee you it's going to blow up your phone, email, and text with sellers wanting to sell their property because we're only hitting sellers that want to sell, right? No, this is other thing too. You got want to sell and need to sell. If they need to sell, it's an investment property. If they want to sell, for you agents and brokers out there, a great way to get listings, okay? So we're going to do that. We're going to blow up your phone. We're going to do a couple other things to bring some deals. We'll probably share some NODs and pre-foreclosures, NOTs, which are notice of defaults and notice of trustee sales, which is the last part before it goes to an auction. We'll share some of that with you if you're rocking and rolling with us on the 5 days to a deal challenge. And then when we're working with those people, when you start working with them, we're going to get on the phone and help negotiate. We're going to go through the process like we would if we're in a one-on-one mentoring program, okay? We're going to share that with you, okay? And you're going to be able to hear what's going on. We're going to be on the phone live talking to the sellers, working a deal, working an appointment, going to the house if it's in Southern California, or we're going to rock with you if you're in the East Coast or Midwest somewhere, right? So it doesn't matter where you're at. We'll be on this. We'll be on one of these phones here, right? And we're going to show you how to the art of walking the house, and then we're going to jump on the phone and negotiate that deal so you can hear it. Basically, what we're doing is what my mentor did with me. I got to hear his inflections in his voice. I got to hear how he raised his voice and then dropped it real low for some authority and went in a monotone way. Now, of course, I'm exaggerating, right, the situation, but those things work. And then getting tie downs, getting yeses and yeses and yeses and figuring out because we already know what we want. We already have our numbers, and we have more options than a wholesaler, right? We have several options, right? Because we're going to offer 1, cash, 2, cash, 3, cash, highest cash. If that doesn't work, we're going to move to some cash now, some cash later. Creative real estate investing. That means we can beat out the highest offer on what a wholesaler would pay. We move to the next level, right? Expert action, right? Superpower action. And then we go with, okay, this is what we're going to do. Some cash now, some cash later. Or a chunk of cash that works, and we go creative, okay? And if those things don't work, if you have the resources, hey, you know what? I'll put you in contact with my loan officer or a lender, or you have somebody that can list the property, then you move forward in that general way. And if you can't do anything, then, hey, you follow up. Magic in the follow-up. Because if nobody buys the property, then they're going to follow up and say, hey, you still buying? I'd like to talk to you. And you go from there, right? So there's a lot of money in follow-up, but people don't. Once they're done, they're done. Same thing with calling. They'll call a list of 1,000 people. That didn't work, or I talked to some people, and I got this, I got that, but I didn't get my deal. And they give up. So they're only going to get 1% to 2%, like direct mail does, right? If even that, it's even lower. Direct mail is way, way low and very expensive. But, people give up. They go, shit, I called, it doesn't work, or it didn't work, or maybe it was bad data or whatever. Excuses are excuses, right? You can have excuses and results. You cannot have both. You got to call it again and again and again until you squeeze down and scrub that list down to 100, 150 people. Now you got 100, 150 people that actually are the people who own those properties. Now it's about follow up, use your systems, use the good old, elbow grease and get on the phone and call. And if you're afraid to call, have someone else call. But make sure they are experts in what they're doing. And if they're new, I get it. You don't got to be an expert to negotiate. You just got to, you're going to learn by trial and error. I say get a coach or get a mentor when you're at that point. If you're just down here watching videos and YouTube University and doing certain stuff, right, I commend you for doing it. Keep on rocking and rolling, right? If I can figure this out, I didn't have videos. I did kind of. Carlton sheets, CDs, watched them over and over and over and over and over. Read books. I'll throw a name out there. He's out there. He came back. Congratulations on Mr. Peter Conte, right? Doing the commercial thing, which is awesome. And he's back, but some of his books were very helpful. I learned them inside and out. Some of the psychological tie downs I used verbatim, word for word, and they worked. When I didn't use them verbatim, word for word, I wouldn't close a deal. So that's how you get your closing ratios from 20 to 30 to 40 to 50 to 60 to 80. Would you like to close 8 out of 10 freaking deals and get a contract? Of course you would, right? But that takes expert status. You got to become the expert to dominate your area. If you can't do it in your own damn area, then what makes you think you're going to do it anywhere else, right? Is it easier in the Midwest? No, right? You still got to have systems. You still got to learn the art of the deal. You still got to put everything together, and you got to negotiate a deal with somebody, period. But if you can do it in your own backyard and you can do it anywhere, that's your superpower. Nobody can take it away from you. Congratulations if you have that now. Good. If you don't and you want to learn it, click the link down below. Tell us a little bit about yourself. We'll get you hooked up with a 5 days to a deal challenge. The free one, if you want the paid one, the same thing. Just put in the notes there, hey, I'm interested in the paid 5 days to a deal challenge. I want to rock and roll. I'm ready. Then we'll set up an appointment. We'll chat. See if it's a good fit. If it is, boom, we'll make it happen. And maybe you might want to move to one of the other programs. I'm not sure. But you will get credit if you do take down the 5 days to a deal challenge and you see the results and you like what we're doing, you feel comfortable and you want to rock some more stuff, then we'll credit you towards the higher programs, okay? But that's it in a nutshell. I'm not going to go ahead and click all through this. It's just going to ask you some simple, easy questions, right? What's your name and all that good stuff, and it'll keep on rolling. I'm going to go back here because we're at 47 minutes. I'm going to take that out and go back to this and go from there. Okay, so AMPLive, you can go to AMPLive.net and take a look at what's going on there. You also can go to, I'm going to put these spectacles back on. You can also become a first trusted investor if you just want to write a check and get a check back for several deals. Like we got some deals in LA, Northern California, stuff in the Midwest like Ohio, Missouri, and trickling into Texas where they're going sub 2. And you just want to write a check either for the full amount to purchase the property or write a check to take care of the holding costs, the fix and flip, and all that good stuff secured by a piece of real estate, and then get a check back with the return investment that is secured by real estate. Then let's talk. You can call 888-828-1468 or get in touch with us through PM or type some stuff in here, and somebody will get in touch with me and we'll talk, okay? And you can also go to our real estate investment firm, which is AmericansHelpingAmericans.net. Go take a look. Go check it out. See what we're about. See what the branding's about. Check out our cause and mission and why we do what we do and why I do what we do. This is truly a lifestyle, and it's actually something that I love. So it's not a career. It's not a job. And it is, this is my choice at the end of the day. And I'm not going to lie. I'm a God-fearing man and prayed. And this is where God's put me right now. And we're making some shifts, we're making some pivots, and we're changing some things up for 23, 24, and 25. What do we got here? Low battery. Okay, this is coming back up here. Fix that. But we're going to wrap this up. Appreciate you tuning in. Check it out. Click the link down below. If you're a buyer and you're looking for properties anywhere from 1 to 100, reach out to me, okay? And we will work with you exclusively to find you those deals or vice versa. Or maybe wanting more, then we'll do a soft commitment and things of that nature. Join us with just some meetups that are around. I will wrap it up with our Friday highlights here and the AMPLive Real Estate Show. I do appreciate it. I did want to touch on networking and something that I've been stubborn and not wanting to do and go out. We've had meetups. We run meetups, which kind of slow down on that stuff, right? And focusing on mentees, focusing on deals, focusing on adjusting to the market, focusing on R&D, research and development in regards to coming out with more products and courses because that's what people want. And I just, the only time I went to meetups was to recruit, either recruit good people or recruit people to train a mentor or to work with us and bring them aboard as acquisition or dispo and things of that nature. But I've had, my wife, and, mentioned, hey, you got to network, got to get out there and do that stuff. The ones we have is because we built them over years and it is what it is. But I just, I hate the South Fest. I don't want to go and watch a South Fest when they're not, I don't need to buy the course because I already know what's in it and what needs to happen. My goal is to go meet the players. So I go meet the players, work with them, or recruit some newbies or find some money. Great place to find, cash, buyers, and things of that nature, right? And people that are going to work with you. So, I just put it off. It's like one of those things. It's not that it's uncomfortable. It's like, it's a chore. Like I mentioned earlier, right? I got to sign up and then I got to see what it's about. and then I got to look at the calendar, and then I got to go drive to the event, and then go meet with people and chat and talk. And talking about real estate, no problem, right? But it's, it's a little uncomfortable. People you don't know, and it shows you how long it's been since I've been to a networking event. Not for us, but when we put them on, is for actually going to one, right? Usually just give out cards like candy. Yeah, card, boom, boom, you got a card, got a card. Everybody was using their QR codes, right? Thanks to the Chinese virus, probably, right? QR codes, and scan this and go this and press this button, and like 5 or 6 things you got to do to get someone's information, which is cool. I get it. It's there, but there's nothing like, hey, I got a card. Here you go. You got a card. Okay, cool. Call you tomorrow. I'll text you. Boom. All right, let's rock. Or the good old networking thing, which is very simple, right? One step. Here's the phone. Put your number in there. Tell me your name and who you are, and send the text. Boink, it's in my phone. Awesome. I shoot a text back. Hey, rock and roll. How you doing? Done. Right? So I get the other thing with QR code, or you get somebody with a card. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it don't. They tap the card. Boom. Then you still got to, check it and say, I want to keep the contact, create, and then done, and do that. Maybe it's 3 or 4 steps. It's pretty quick. It's awesome. Technology is awesome. I get it. But that just shows, right? So I was actually going to an event last night, Newport Beach. I commend the people who were doing it. Awesome job, by the way. If you see this or if you don't or you hear about it, doesn't matter. Bottom line is, hey, thumbs up. Good job. Straight up networking. Had some pizza and food and drinks and stuff like that. Good people, great turnout, nice area. Right next to the beach and stuff, and good people. Met some good people there. So do appreciate you guys. I believe it's Phoenix RE Capital. So a shout out. At the end of the day, no endorsements, no, I don't get paid for any of that stuff or just whatever. It's just a good place to go. Good people there, working it and trying to be givers, right, and serve. And that's what we're about. We give, serve, join the cause and the mission. That's what it's about. Just help you. See if we can help you at the end of the day. Get to where you want to get to. And that's what this whole United States of America is all about, right? It's about the United States of America. We're all patriots. We're all Americans. We're all here to help each other. Hence AHA, Americans Helping Americans. AMPLify, the American Mentee program. I know when I got started, I go, that's kind of cliche. I don't want to do the flag and all that good stuff. But it's who we are. It's who I am. It's who you are. So that's what it is. So I'm going to wrap this up because we're going on a whole hour here. I'm probably going to have to chop this up and throw it on Spotify and do whatever needs to be done. But I implore you, I challenge you. Click the link down below. 5 days to a deal challenge. 30 days to a deal challenge coming next month. Let's rock and roll. Let's do some business, okay? But meetups, yeah, go out there, go visit them. I give it a thumbs up from last night. It was cool. I did a couple things on Instagram, just talk a little bit about what was there. There's some good people there. There's investors. There's the Airbnb investors. There's co-living investors there. And some syndication and equity fund people. What was it? The banking thing, infinite banking guy. Met some good people. Lenders, hard money lenders, newbies, agents, people just getting their license. I can go on, but that's what's needed, right? So met a handful of good people. Go back again and hitting another one, hitting several next week. Meet some more people and see if we can help them and share what we have. At the same token, meet great people and it's like-minded stuff. Okay, super powerful. So that's my 2 cents and my pro tip for 2023. Rock and roll it. Get out there. Do what you need to do. And network with people, find good people. Maybe you'll find a coach or a mentor. We're willing to help you out. Maybe it's us, and we'll be your coach and mentor and move you into the future of real estate investing and change your life and do those things that are going to help you out, okay? Whatever it may be, in God we trust. Rock and roll in all that you do. Hope you have a good weekend. If you got some deals, send them over. Or if you're looking for deals, give us a holler. I'd love to work with you. Without further ado, rock and roll. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.